Hello, Twitch. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy beginning to your weekend. Happy weekend. Hopefully everyone's having a lovely day. Start off with a little coffee like usual. Changing filters. I went and ordered the bleached ones this time when I normally don't like using the bleached filters. But I ordered them by mistake, and so I'm going to use them. Well, that didn't grind enough for me there. We'll live with that though. We'll just do a short pour. Lots. Hey Mick, welcome in. Get our coffee going and then we'll get started actually with broccoli first. But only because I'm really just gonna get it out and allow it to start warming up to room temp, because I'm using frozen broccoli. Nice, welcome in. Cheers, folks. Happy Friday. So as I mentioned, we're going to get some broccoli out here. Allow that to start coming up to room temp. Tonight could be a little bit of a quicker stream because neither one of these dishes are super long in their creation. What did I do with my kitchen shears? I've been using them for a project, so actually I've been using them on my project for my new sub thingy, but that's still a ways out, so I need to stop piping that. And so, frozen broccoli just out on the counter. The reason I want this all to defrost is I want to allow that liquid off of it, and we're gonna put some added flavor on it. So, you know, it's not gonna be very easy and take to that at this point. So, we'll let it defrost, and then we'll coat it in yumminess before frying, or before baking it, roasting it, cooking it, doing that stuff. It's a cute little crab. I still got some emotes to fill out for me. Don't even know what I really want to use for them. Wow, that's warm. I'm feeling that all the way down. We're gonna have to cut up some herbage. We've got some green onions. We've got some parsley here somewhere. So we're just gonna take some celery leaves. Be sort of lazy about how I'm picking my stems clean, because stems have other uses we can save them for. Hey, Bun Buns. How dare you? Welcome, man. Glad to have you back. Angry Orchard. What do you think of that? I haven't had any of that, I don't think. I know I've had apple cider before, but I don't think I've had the Angry Orchard ones yet. There's actually several hard cider companies here in Sonoma County. Nice. How would you describe it? Is it an easy drinker? Is it fruity? Is it... It's obviously something you're going to de-stress from the day. I know we don't need something big. Nice. Save the rest of that for some other future project. I see that being your style there, Bun Buns. Oops. Hey, Sultari, welcome back. How you doing this evening? Cut up a little lemon for a garnish later. I am not too shabby myself today. I'm doing quite lovely today, Hazeltari. My yard's looking nice and neat again. Although it was a little stressful that they were going to be gone by the time stream started. But I started my stream, and then I pulled my truck back into the driveway because they had finished up that close to the finish of streaming. But they finally cleaned up all the stuff they were taking off. There was a huge vine over the top of my house. And I just sort of avoided it. It was an absolute pain. You cut it back year after year after year, and it just came back even bigger and stronger. And I just eventually got to the point where I just gave up on it. It got to be monstrous. And so now here we are paying someone to take it down. The bot's trying to get you, Hazel. That one's not even that long. There's some really long ones in there. What else do we want to prep here ahead of time for? Let's get our water and our oil ready here. We're going to need both of those. I'm going to use you for the oil, use you for the water. Filling up a small pan here to do the boiling for our Spätzle. Cheers, Bun Bun. If you put burnt oil in the roots, it destroys the weed. Now, I think he's coating it with a wax of some sort. I think that's his plan. The guy that's the gardener that's doing this for me. How come no one guessed that? I mean, everyone knows what that is, don't they? If you're German, you would know. What does it sound like? My dictionary here has it as German for chopped. we'll start making our Spätzle batter here. It's almost like the bot knew they were doing German food tonight. That's a good one. There you go, Hazel. Give you an easy one. Put the majority of our herbs in here. Not all of them, though. Bun Buns wants to eat all my greens. Alright, what else do we have going in here? A little flour and maybe a little dairy. Little flour. And yeah, we're gonna need some dairy with that too. I just wanted that with my lemons. I wanted that there. Everything planned and calculated, folks. Everything calculated, everything planned ahead. You see, my bot completely agrees with me. Alright, so there we have our Spätzle dough. I think we need to loosen it up just a little bit more. So this is still usable. Alright, let that hang out for a little bit and chill out like you would a pancake batter. Got my Spätzle dropper at the ready. How's our broccoli looking? Still frozen here. Free of charge. That is a dad joke. Actually debating drying those out in the oven. Let's try turning our oven on here. This broccoli's taking too long to warm up, so we're going to force the issue. Again, this is just some frozen broccoli. There we go. Now there's a scramble word. Nice, Hazel. You can sort of see that now that you did that, yeah. Nice. So I think our next step here is playing with our meat. Twins? What twins? Thank you for that, son. Appreciate that, Chef de Party. So now we gotta pound my meat. Oh, and we got a battle to do. I'm just getting all sorts of distracted. Thank you once again for that resub. Let's do our battle here right quick. Maybe we'll do Killing Field. Something like that. Think we might get it. Think we might got it. Might have got it. Only a couple more. Woohoo! Victory! Hazel and Car Guy getting those rewards. Nice pickup there, 200 gold. Nice map. Ooh, question mark battle. Have no idea what we're gonna get here. Let's go Berserker. Let's do some damage this round. How you been, Chef de Party? How's your stream been? I got the impression you're working a lot now, so you've... But our lovely leader of Team Bone In, thank you for that resub. Back to the board here, gonna be smashing these out a little bit with my tried and true meat pounder. With a spider attached. Sorry, spider. Bad day for you. My meat tenderizer. want to go thinner than that? Why not? There we go. That's nice, and it's not super thin, but it's thin enough for our practice, our task for the evening. Move on to the next one. Water boiling back there. Almost, not quite yet. Alright. It tenderizes it, it breaks it down, but it also makes it larger, makes it thinner, allows me to even out the overall piece from side to side, since these are all butterflied. And actually I should probably chop off the fatty end here. And here. But I'm going for the schnitzel. I'm trying to somewhat emulate the same method that Kenji Alt Lopez has done. He did an article in the New York Times. He's also written a wonderful culinary book. He's a great information source for food. And so I'm trying his method for doing this, which I'll go over when I go through into it, what sort of makes it a little bit different. But, so it is like a Milanese. It's a thin pounded out. It's not going to be the same at the same time. But we're going to thin pound this, and then we're going to coat it in a breadcrumb and fry it. Although my intention is to, as with Kenji's, is to create a crust that puffs up away from the meat, and the meat ends up being more steamed than it does being cooked by the oil. And the major difference between his and your other typical ones is he actually, and what I'm going to do tonight, is coats these next in alcohol. whether it's vodka or whatever you got around. He coats those in that, and then he goes to flour, versus the method of I've always done is you dry it out. You want that as dry as possible because you want that coating to stick. This method is sort of almost the opposite of that, because typically you're taught when you're frying things you want the breading to like stick to what you're, and this is not the case tonight. So I'm debating what's next on the plans for things here. I think I need to have my oil warming up, but not necessarily hot yet. Need it close. And we got our water getting close here. We want this at a full boil. For this loveliness here. Pull the meat off to the side. And I always go for the pie tins when it comes to battering time. It's really sort of confusing. It's like, where do those bubbles go? Like, you see the bubbles form on the bottom and they like disappear when it's just starting to come to a boil. Sort of wish we had, you know, you have all those, you know, slow-mo videos of everything else. I wish we just had a nice slow-mo video of boiling water. Maybe we could do it like the food book where you have the sliced pan in half with boiling water, and like Modernist Cuisine, the book, the photographs in that are amazing. I wish there was something showing what was really going on there, because it looks like the bubbles are forming and then just disappearing. And some of them obviously make it to the surface, but that surface is looking crystal clear to me, like nothing's getting to that surface right now. Well, why don't you? We're waiting on you, water. This is all your fault, water. Turn on the fan. Add some flour in here. Yeah, I'm hooked by a lot of those slow... Well, I like most educational stuff. That's sort of why I like YouTube, but don't really like several of these other ones, like TikTok or Instagram. I'm not a fan of YouTube Shorts either. I mean, you can find educational content on TikTok. Are you actually watching that stuff on TikTok to, you know, like, actually learn it? Is it actually referenced for you? Are you, when you watch a recipe on TikTok, is it something you're actually going to make? I don't think many people are going. I don't think really anyone's doing that. It's fun to watch, but it's really just sort of wasting time. Alright, I think we're set to start on our first batch of Spätzle here. So we'll take our Spätzle maker. Take a nice scoop of dough here. Now you can make it looser or drier, however you like. And that's all going to affect how they turn out then. This is pouring slow enough that I'm okay with throwing all the rest of this batter in here at once. There we have our Spätzle, which we'll then take to a different bowl. Oops. With the oil over the main seam here, turn that back on. Make sure that's warming up nicely. Let's get our broccoli out of the oven so it doesn't burn on me before I've even coated it in anything yummy. I think that's our next project here is the broccoli. Have I ever had chicken paprikash? I'm sure I have. That name is very familiar to me. So for a broccoli, a little olive oil. What was I going for here? Oh, down here. You know those crushed red pepper things you steal from the pizza place? So olive oil, red pepper. Ooh. Leftover garlic oil. We'll give that a toss up. Throw that back in the oven. Continue roasting. It's still a little warm for me. You want to grab it. Not too warm for the board though. I just don't want to hold on to it. Alright, back in the oven. How's our oil doing over here? 213. Making sure our Spätzle aren't all sticking together over there. And yeah, I think we're back to worrying about our pork again. This may be where my Spätzle fails compared to Kenji's. I'm not using ultra fine breadcrumbs like he recommends. I'm using panko. We're whisking our eggs until they're no longer stuck together. We've broken down those whites a bit. It should work fine, but according to him, the way you get the best aeration out of your crust and the way it gets separated the best but still stays whole is with super fine breadcrumbs. And I know that he's gone through the testing of done a whole bunch of different ones. But I'm going to add seasoning into all of these. Like, he wanted them so fine. Like, he was in his demonstration, he was pulsing them for several minutes in, like, a blender, and then fine straining them through a fine strainer. Yeah, I ain't got time for that. As I sit here and swirl eggs instead. What else we throwing in there? How about a little garlic? Onion. That seems to be in clumps for some reason. There we go. There's some onion. Do a pinch of these herbs, although the rest are going into the actual deal. Just a little greenish. What else are we throwing in there? I don't want any paprika, I don't want any reds. Might just stay right there. Last 4 minutes, get units on the battlefield for Stream Raiders. Next battle. How's our oil looking? We got that over there for this. Got the oil set up for our frying, and this is oil that we're going to add butter to for doing our spätzle. I didn't set a timer with my broccoli. Let's get that 15 minutes. Yeah. Pâtissière. Hmm. Get our Glencairn ready. Cheers, folks. Still love the smell of this stuff. It's so light. But it's time for another battle here. Let's try haste. Victory. Hazel getting those kills and assists. Just carrying everyone there. And getting the rewards along with HUD. This is quite possibly our last map of the evening. This could be a quick one. Could be a quick one. I'm gonna start top down. Go after all these up here. Seems like the most of them are all right here, so yeah. See what we do in 30 minutes. We getting warmer yet, oil? Not really. That was staying pretty constant there. Who wants Spätzle? I want Spätzle. I'm trying to move these around every once in a while because they will stick as they dry. So what should I coat these in as far as alcohol? I think I'm gonna go for this stuff. I don't even remember how much this was, but I was not overly impressed. So we'll use some American gin, or aviation gin. Aviation American gin. Sorry, whatever Star sponsors this brand or owns this brand, your gin isn't very good. So what all cookies should I make on Sunday and Monday? I haven't even fully decided. I sort of figure I gotta do chocolate chippers and I gotta do sugar cookies. And the sugar cookies we can also turn into some spiced cookies, and we can maybe do like something Linzer-esque with that as well. I don't know what I got as for. I got some strawberry jelly around the house, I think. We can do some of those. I have that jar. I forget what I bought it for. One of the past streams, I bought a whole bunch of jelly. And so I've got jelly I haven't even opened. And I don't do peanut butter anymore. In general. I'll have a little bit of it, but it's on my list of things that I'm allergic to. So it's just gonna make my gut unhappy. We're waiting until the last second to bread these. We want to bread them just before we throw them in the oil. So that's why we're stuck in a holding pattern as our oil heats up. Or at least heating up now. We're almost 270. Yeah, 270-ish now. I like that this has a pocket here. It's too small for my hand. It's got this pen holder stitched into it, or chopstick, or something you can put over here. I'm half tempted to take that stitch out just so I can actually fit my hand in there. Though at the same time, I don't really want my hand in there because it's going to get things dirty. It's probably good that it's stitched closed. Nope. Snorf. Snorf? It's almost forensic, but not quite. Norfs. And that's a 6-letter one. We gonna solve it? We gonna figure it out? Okay, we're 300-ish now. I think it's time we can start in on our first of our breading projects. So, booze. Salt. But just as we're putting it into the flour, salt on the other side. Want our pork to taste like something. Hey Maz, welcome in. Okay, no flour bubbles. Nice thin layer of flour on the outside. Into the egg. Check our temp again. Our broccoli is smelling and sounding like it's going to be done here shortly. And into the breadcrumb. Just in time for that buzzer to go off. So we got a roasty, toasty, tasty broccoli. Let that cool down a little bit off to the side here while we do our frying and other good stuff. Let's make sure our first piece of pork is well coated with our panko. Into the oil away from us. That's looking a bit cool. pan with the wire rack off to the side there, ready to get our pork when it's done. Hope this is mostly moisture free after our Spätzle. Don't want the water getting that all. Ugh. Thank you, Hazel. We are getting a bit of bubble. Just want to prove to you this most certainly puffed up. You look in the thickness of that compared to the meat that I cut earlier. That thing is most certainly bubbled up. So let's give that a second shot here. Salt on our second piece. Already hit it with alcohol earlier. Again, no flour bubbles desired. We just want that thin layer coating. If you cut the fat off, I didn't cut the fat off of my pork, it will do a bit better. The fat is obviously going to fry differently than the protein. Hazeltari, if you're looking for an English style gin, this is my recommendation to you. You need to use this. We ain't getting too hot over here, are we? We're foamy, but we're old, so that's okay that we're foamy. The older your oil gets, the dirtier your oil gets, the more foamy you're going to have, and that's the foam you're going to have, and that's just facts of life. This oil is getting to its last legs. I've used it quite a bit already. At least 4 or 5 times. It's a very simple, clean gin. It's not bad. It just doesn't have enough oomph for me. It doesn't have enough. It doesn't have juniper. It doesn't have strength. It's yeah. It's like someone struck out to make a gin, but they really were trying to make a vodka. Fizzy water? I think they make fizzy water in the US because they can't sell the alcoholic sodas they make in Europe. And I don't think they're nearly as good. Like, from my understanding, I haven't had them. But I've seen stuff, and from my understanding, in Europe and many of the countries, you have, like, essentially, like, you know, what we buy for Coca-Cola and Sprite and all that stuff, but with alcohol in it. And our government, through its classifications of what is alcohol and what is not alcohol, and how you can produce alcohol, has sort of shadow banned that from being a possibility. It's also why all of our beer is watered down compared to internationally. There's only a handful of things like the Utopias and stuff like that that are produced in the US that are high alcohol. Like, nothing that's imported that's called beer is on the upper end of the scale because we don't allow them in. Like, Canada's Molson Triple X has way more alcohol in Canada than the same product does in the US. Well, we do have some that are up there, but yeah, the vast majority hazel. And all the beers that America are famous for, like American lager. The definition of American lager. Let's take a lager and add rice to it. Like, that's gonna make it better? Of course, at the same time, Canada doesn't have Yuengling. Wish we had Yuengling in California. Really wish we had Yuengling in California. Now that is most certainly puffed up there. That's just like a giant bubble on that thing. I mean, look at the thickness. You seeing the thickness there? You seeing the thickness? The poof. So we're going to turn our pan on over here. So this is warmed up for our Spätzle. With our oil over here. Haven't completely forgot about you, Spätzle. We still got one more of these to do though. So we'll hit our last one with a bit of salt. Nice tree. For anyone just joining in, we're sort of copying Kenji Alt Lopez's recipe here for our Spätzle. And doing a little alcohol on our, not our Spätzle, our Schnitzel, so that helps boil. It sort of creates this layer that's going to boil quicker in between the meat and the breading. And so when the moisture from the actual breading from this egg boils, there's already been boiling between the meat and that. So it sort of pushes the breading away carefully while also sealing it. Alright, we're going to take this last one to the oil. Well, do be careful. Frying can be dangerous. Do be careful. Yeah, this will be our last battle of the evening. We got 1 minute left. Last chance to get into the last battle of the evening. It's gonna be a quick one tonight, folks. Only maybe a 2-hour. Let's go ahead and give that a turn. Hey, Great Paws. Welcome back. How you doing tonight? We can clean up this mess now that we got everything in there. A little heavy on the flour tonight, but maybe a little light on the breadcrumbs. Just about right on the egg. Maybe 1 egg too many there. Close though. Nice. Welcome in. You're coming in at perfect time. We're working on our third of 3 here. Trying to create some poofy schnitzel tonight. Trying to create some air between our breading and our dough here. Or breading between our meat and our crust. Let's get our raw meat board out of here. Get rid of the knife. Uh-oh, who's got the secret cookie stash? Someone gonna be missing something from their stocking this year? Heat off on our oil. Not as much poof on this one, at least on this side. The other side's pretty poofy. Got a good poof on the other side. Okay, carefully in putting the oil onto the back burner here. And bringing our hot pan over here. We need some butter. Ooh, battle's ready to go. Let's get the Spätzle a second here. Let's do our battle. Let's do our final battle of the evening here. Let's see how this works out for us. We gonna pull it off, folks? My warrior's losing the health quick. Oh, guess not. Oof. Rough battle. So we'll keep playing here on Sunday. We're gonna be doing cookies on Sunday. But we'll leave our Stream Raiders there for now and go back to pan back here. Add some butter in there. And our Spätzle. Just get some nice color on these. Meantime, we can start plating up the rest here. Take some of our lovely stock from last Sunday and put that to use here. Make ourselves a little quick sauce action for the plate. On the second burner of the stove here, we've got a small pan. Add just a little bit of stock there. We'll sprinkle a little starch in our stock over there. Just a little bit of starch. Starting to get a little brown there. 1-2 spots I've seen. But we want to get some color on these. The rest of the stock we're not using for sauce. We can just seal back up, throw back in the fridge. The rest of the starch back on the stove, or on the fridge. Hey, Werpy, welcome in. Welcome back. Happy to see you. We're just wrapping up here tonight. Just about done here. We got our Spätzle on the stove. We got our Schnitzel fried and looking poofy and delicious. I mean, look at the poof factor. You can see it just moving it. How much air there is in that breading. We're just getting a little color with a little butter and oil on our herb Spätzle. Starting to get a little color there, starting to get a little browning going on. Let's start our plate by putting some broccoli on here. We got our lovely broccoli from earlier. Roasted, some flavor into it. Reducing that stock down quickly to make ourselves a quick pan sauce. Why are you so quiet, Spätzle? Quit being so quiet. Nice, Hazel. Getting those all night long. I did Grey Paws. I used my... it's buried in the sink now, but my Spätzle maker. To drop it into boiling liquid. Which, I don't know why anyone would want to buy Spätzle anyways. Because, I mean, you're basically paying for free-form pasta with some herbs in it. I mean, it's nothing but flour and egg and some herbs. Some dairy. Almost there with our sauce. Almost there. Yeah, I wish I thought to make Spätzle more often. I really like Spätzle. I just only end up making it like once or twice a year. You cut the heat on that and just let the pan do a little residual cooking while we finish our sauce. heat off on the sauce as well. Add in some butter to our stock here. Too thin on my sauce. Oopsies. How you make it if you don't have a Spätzle maker? Anything with holes that you can spread it over. Colander. Colander is another good option. Hoping that sauce will quickly reduce. Come on, thicken up. Become unctuous. We need some unctuous sauce. Okay, I'm tired of waiting for sauce. We're gonna wrap this up. Start by adding our nicely warmed Spätzle. Take our nice bubbly Schnitzel and cover the whole dish with that. I find it so cutesy. You see these fine dining restaurants using these small little cutesy saucing pans. The only way I can see those ever being practical in a kitchen is if you got a flat top. Salami! Yeah, that was too thin. Doesn't have to be. But that is, it should be a little bit more bubbly when you're talking about this in particular. But I'm not a master of German cuisine to be able to tell you that, yes, it has to be this way. I'm more or less copying Kenji Alt Lopez and his recent study into this. He tried all sorts of different ways of doing this. And so I thought I'd try his method, which was the addition of the alcohol to add the poofing, increase the poofing. We're going to cut through this and show you folks what we mean by the poofening, where we have our meat cooked, but it is detached from our breading entirely. Very sort of cool. Then we got our Spätzle, which are always yummy. I forgot to throw the greens on there for the photo, but throw a few greens in there. Add on top of your herby deliciousness in there. Thank you, Hazel. I think it's going to be quite lovely here. Let's give this a shot. I cut it open, not even going to try it. I poured it down here to Grace. It's too thin. I might put it on the side and dip some of it in if it ends up being too dry, but that tastes like it doesn't even really need the sauce. Yeah, this is sort of the cheapy. You can see it's a thin. If I had a little more time to play with it, if I could have added a little more starch or something to it, could have been better, but I didn't want to sit here and play with sauce all night in order to get things plated up. Give everyone a close-up on the main camera here before we call it a night. Let's see. Thank you for that follow, Big Dog. Appreciate that. We haven't had anyone guide the raid tonight. And I'm looking who's out here. I'm thinking... yeah, why don't we go hang out with him? How would I rate my crust? Delicious? I think he did a better job and was more successful with a finer crumb on the outside. He used a really fine breadcrumb instead of me using panko. I think he was right. He did a better job with that. I give this about an 8. Like, there's some areas, like, if I had gotten rid of the fat, I could have done better. But still pretty damn tasty and looking gorgeous. Yep. And it's going to give you a more crunchy crust. His was a much thinner, lighter crust. And so, if you're going lighter with the overall dinner too, that'd be a benefit too. Ooh. Hold on one moment. Do we have him still streaming? Can we go say hello to him? What is he up to? I think we're gonna skip that one. We're gonna go with my original choice. There's a streamer that's making a comeback to streaming. I know he's taking some time off. I'm gonna give him a raid here in the future. He's usually someone that I can raid, but I didn't feel good handing you off what he was doing tonight. I'm gonna send you all off to hang out with Chef the Party, who came in earlier, gave me a resub. Another lovely food and drink creator. He's working with some potatoes right now. Lovely creator. He's been busy working a lot lately with his, he works full schedule as a hotel chef on top of his streaming. So, I hope you give him a check out. I will be back here on Sunday. Sunday and Monday we're doing cookies. Doing all sorts of cookies. Please come back and join me for cookies. And I hope to see you then. Do have the Discord battle going on between No Spice and Sushi too for next Wednesday. So, hope you come back and join me. Until then, have a great night. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye now.